Hello there. Thank you for joining me, Paul Beck, on M7 My Mind Matters. I can tell you right now, it is hot, it is sweaty. It's as hot as being in Miami this week, right here in the UK. And we are pretty much unused to it. It's not something it's not a regular occurrence, but I'm enjoying that. Really, really like the sunshine. I can tell you right here, right now, it's very hot and it's very sticky. I've got a fan blowing, but it's just gently so you can't hear it in the background. I hope you're well. Tonight, we will be talking about not just breathing and mindfulness and meditation, but we're going to be talking about mental fitness. And that's our main theme for this evening. How can we use the breathing, the mindfulness, and the meditation to really ensure that our mind is as fit as it can possibly be? Now, I know some people might think, what does that mean? Mind fitness, mental fitness is another term that's often used. It's a little bit like you go to the gym and you get fit. That's physically fit. Well, really, this is a little bit like going to your gym for the mind, your gym for your mental capabilities. And when I say mental capabilities, I'm not talking about being necessarily smarter, but certainly being able to regulate your thinking and be able to regulate your emotions so you can act and behave in a much smarter way. I was lucky enough to study with Jack Canfield for 2.5 years. And one of the terms that Jack used, a little formula, it's called E plus R equals O. And Jack openly says he got that from a guy called Bob Resnick, Dr. Bob Resnick. And it really, really resonates with me. E plus R equals O. If you get a chance, write that down. E plus R equals O. It's really easy to remember. So the E is for events. Events are going to happen. We don't necessarily know what they are. It could be somebody annoys us. We could get into an accident. It could be something shocking, something surprising. And because of that, we go into our automatic behavior. And that might be anger. That might be tears. That could be just laughing. And it might be an inappropriate way to deal with something. Excuse me. And the fact is that with mental fitness, you'll be able to bring yourself into alignment with the way that you would like to act, the way that you would like to behave. So the E is the events, and you have no control over those whatsoever. The R is response. Sometimes people say react, but reactions tend to be emotional outbursts. They're not regulated. They're just allowed. They just happen. They're habits. You hear people saying, it's not my fault. It's just the way I am. That's not necessarily true. That might be the way you are, but it is your fault because they are your thoughts. It's the way that you have taught yourself to think, and you allow yourself to think that way. So sorry, I keep knocking the desk. But if you're unhappy with the way you react, if you know it's inappropriate, if you know it offends people, if you know that you regret it afterwards, then this mental fitness really is for you. And that's certainly what I'll be having with you this evening. And then finally, the O, I better finish the equation off. The O is for outcomes. And that's really important because if you know what the outcome is, or the outcome that you want, when an event comes along, E plus R, your response, equals the outcome. So really, you want to backward engineer it. I know what the outcome is. So let's say, for example, your partner is really annoying you. They're winding you up there, hitting all your triggers, and you can feel the anger running through your body. Well, typically you may get angry and you might snap back. Do you get the outcome you want? Probably not. So if you've done that many times and your emotional bank is getting depleted more and more and more and more, and you've now got this difficult situation going on with your partner, why not learn not to react, but to respond in a much smarter way and get the outcome you want? That could be the fact that you both agree to disagree, but you don't fall out. That could be that you both laugh over it. That could be that you both decide to sit down instead of getting emotional and angry. You decide to discuss it. And maybe you say, let's go out and discuss it over a coffee. Let's go out and discuss it over dinner. It depends how in depth you need to get. But there's certainly a better way to go. And ultimately, wouldn't you feel better if you can get the outcomes that you want? It could be staff meetings. It could be going to meet the boss, going to meet a client. It doesn't have to be a meeting. It doesn't have to be with somebody else. It could be the fact you're in your car, somebody hits the back of your car, now you get out and you get crazy. Understandable, but not necessarily going to get you the outcome that you want. I'll share a couple of things with you that today, not only is it very hot, not only am I very tired, I've had a hell of a week, I promise you. It's been go, 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 non-stop. And yet I've managed to keep myself pretty calm. It fluctuates, it goes up and down, but I've been able to keep myself pretty calm. And today, because we're having an extension put down the side of the house, all the roofs peel back, and because of the heat, we've got like a tropical storm. Very, very heavy rains came down, and I've had to grab bucket after bucket after bucket to catch a lot of this rain that's coming into the house. And again, that's something where I could just lose my mind. You could go crazy. You can make a big deal out of it. But I'm in the business of helping other people live in what I call a state of grace. And that is being eloquent. That is being in charge and regulating your own feelings and emotions. And again, I promise you, I can't do this all the time. I'm no angel. But that was clearly an opportunity for me to lose the plot or to say, what's the best way to deal with it? And so I just grabbed bucket after bucket. I had to run out in the rain and go get more buckets out of the shed and place it all then. And we put old towels down, microfiber cloths everywhere. And we just mopped up as much water as we can and keep wringing them all out. But the fact is, it's done the trick. It has stopped raining now. It may rain again at 8 o'clock. That's what they're threatening with the weather reports. And so we just do it again. But what are you going to do? I promise you, I'm much happier that I've stayed calm. In fact, I feel in control of myself. And that is a good place to be. That feels good. And this does take practice. And that's a really, really important thing that we're going to share tonight. The fact that you do need to do this, not just week after week after week, but day after day after day. In fact, if you could do it several times a day, then that would make you even more powerful. I'll share a quick story with you to express how repeating something more frequently can be helpful. So most people listening or watching will know Tony Robbins, certainly a phenomenal coach, and he motivates people. He helps people around the world, and he's worked with lots of celebrities. When he first began many years ago, probably 35 years ago now, he realized that most speakers, whether it was motivational or not, most speakers would speak maybe once a week. So that means they got to speak, 52 times a year. Maybe they had a few weeks off, holidays, Christmas, that sort of thing. So maybe only 48 times per year. So he figured if he went and spoke once a day, every day, he could speak 365 times. That would be 7 times faster. So 7 years training to what most people would take 7 years, he could do it in 1 year. But then he started doing the speech twice a day. That wasn't every day. And so then he was able, I'm pretty confident I got this from one of his books, probably Unlimited Success, something like that. It was many years ago now. That book must be 35 years old. Still worth getting your hands on. Really, really great book. If you don't know Tony Robbins, or Anthony Robbins often calls himself now, really, really great books. These are his first 2 books, and they're very powerful and very helpful. But I love that story because it just shows you that by going out and speaking every day rather than once a week or 2 or even 3 times in a day, he was able to work his speaking muscle and improve himself much faster. Doesn't that make sense? And if you agree, if you can see that, and there's another story, people often talk about getting 10,000 hours of practice at something, playing the piano, basketball, whatever it may be, 10,000 hours under your belt, and then you become an expert. So 10,000 hours to be accumulated. The faster you can do it, the more you do this mental fitness every day or 2 or even 3 times a day, the faster you'll get the results that you want. I really want you to think about that, because we really are creatures of habit. And that isn't just what's the word they use? That's not just a cliche. That is factual. And the reason that we are creatures of habit is because of the neural pathways in our mind. And these are muscles. Think of these as mental muscles. You do something over and over and over again, and that mental pathway gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's why it's so difficult to break a habit, because you've taught yourself how to do something, and now your body almost takes over and does it for you. You ever been in the car and driven somewhere and thought, can't believe I'm here. I don't even remember watching out for traffic lights. So I don't even remember going through that little village. You just ended up there as if it was almost unconscious. Now, of course, you weren't, but your attention could have been on other things. Your mind could have wandered, and you're still able to keep an eye on the road and understand where you are. It's quite interesting. Maybe you have a hobby that you're able to do without really thinking. You just get on with it, drawing, painting, and it seems to just come from nowhere. You're able just to get on with it without having to focus on it. Okay, having shared all that information, given you some idea what mental fitness is tonight, what we're going to do is the 3 areas that we work on. That's breathing. And if you're thinking that sounds weird, breathing, we are talking about conscious breathing. Taking a moment to think about the way we breathe, how we breathe, and just focusing on our breath. Then we're going to go on to mindfulness, and I'll guide you through a mindful meditation. And then after that, we will do mindfulness. All of these tonight will be focused on helping you gain mental fitness. And that mental fitness, if you struggle, if you get anxiety, if you get nervous, if you get anxious very, very quickly, this is certainly for you. If you find that you get panicky very easily, or you struggle under pressure, this is certainly for you. And even if you say, yeah, but I do really good under pressure, I'm great under pressure, then this could still be for you, because we might teach you some new tricks and little ways of working that can help you get back to your homeostasis, back to your state of grace, as I like to call it. By the way, state of grace is all part of a system that I call Engage. Engage with Success is my website. If you're new to me, don't know my work, then go to engagewithsuccess.com and you can find out more. You can do that after the presentation. Okay, let's get started. What I'd like to do right now is close your eyes. Bear in mind that I can't see you. I can't hear you. So feel very comfortable in closing your eyes, putting your hands on your legs if you're able to do that. If you're sat in a chair, and I'd recommend you sit rather than lay down, then get your feet firmly on the floor. And take the opportunity to start breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Start to relax. Start to chill out. Start to let all the troubles of the day fade away and be behind you. Water under the bridge. Okay, now I'm going to get you to take deeper breaths. So for the count of 3, breathe in through your nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3. And let it out for 1, 2, 3. Let's do the same now with the 4. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's move on to 5. A nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to get you to make some strange noises. Again, bear in mind I can't hear you, but I'm going to get you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And this time when you let it out, make a sound, something like like a deep sigh, a big sigh, letting out all the negative energy that you may have accumulated throughout the day, or if you haven't done this before, perhaps the week, the month, the year, or most of your life. So nice deep breath in through the nose, hold on to it, and let it out. Doesn't have to be the same noise as me. Just any noise that feels good. And if you want to take it even more deeper, if you want it to be a little angrier, maybe more caveman scream, something a bit more primeval, feel free to do that too. Just let it all out. Okay, in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out with a noise. Ah. Okay, we're going to do one more. This time, when you let it out, I want you to imagine that energy coming from the stomach up through your chest and breathe it out so all of that energy gets thrown across the room and hits the wall that's furthest from you. Keeping your eyes closed. Take a nice deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it out with all the noise you can. Okay, breathing at your own pace now. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes and take the opportunity to have a little smile on your face. Maybe you found that funny. Maybe it was fun to do. Either way, just allow that negativity that you may have had, any tension in your shoulders, let it all out. So I'm a big fan of breath work. You can find lots more about it on the internet, YouTube channels. There are books dedicated to it. And I know it always seems strange. First time I heard of it, breathing, it's like, really? We do that all day long automatically. But there's a very good chance that your breath is very shallow. It's really good to take in a nice deep breath, hold on to it, and let it out. And that could be used. That could be your very first exercise for your mental fitness. So if you find that you are starting to get stressed, if you know someone's winding you up, if you've got the opportunity, either get away from them, or if they can't see you or hear you, or you're in a different room to them, close your eyes, take a deep breath, hold on to it, and let all that negativity out. And then deal with your partner or your friend or your customer, whoever it may be. Now, because when you get good at this, when you understand the exercise, you can actually be in front of that person and they don't even know what you're doing. There are lots of other little techniques that I can share with you, and I certainly will as the weeks go by, that give you the opportunity to tap into your inner self, your calmer self, your better self. And you've got the opportunity just by taking a moment, just a beat. It doesn't have to be minutes. It can literally be seconds. If need be, it could be 1 second, ideally 5 to 10 seconds. And that will give you a chance to think, pause before you retaliate or before you respond, is a much nicer way to think of it. Okay, let's move on to mindfulness. So we'll start with the breathing. For me, breathing, the breath work is the first part of mindfulness. Then we're going to a mindful meditation. Then after that, we're going to go into a full-on meditation. And by the way, in mindfulness and meditation, in these practices, so many people believe that they're meant to stop their mind from thinking. It will never happen. Just enjoy the journey as much as you can. Focus on what I'm saying to you. Focus on your breathing. Focus on the exercise that I give to you. And if your mind wanders, just recognize it. Go, whoops, I've wandered. I'm off track, and bring it back. And then we'll continue. So just bring it back as soon as you can. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just try your best. And again, with practice, it gets easier and easier and easier. But when you first start this, it can be quite surprising how much your mind wanders. Think about a holiday, think about an argument, think about something that happened at work, think, oh, I've got the insurance to pay tomorrow. There's so many things that will come through your mind. Okay, let's take a moment right now to close our eyes. Put your hands on your legs once again. Feet on the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. I'm going to go straight for the 5 because we've already started the breathing exercises. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now today, I want you to imagine that while you're sat there, your feet are in a little tub of warm water. Just sat in the chair, feet in that warm water, and it feels good. Right now, take a moment to wiggle your toes. Let's start with our left foot. See if you can identify all 5 toes on your left foot. Just wiggle them around if you need to. Can you actually identify each of your 5 toes? Now I want you to imagine that warm water coming up around your foot, the flat of the foot, the heel of the foot, the arch of the foot, coming up over the ball of the foot and up towards the ankle. Very warm, very relaxing. Just like being in a bath, and that bath's running, and that bubbly water, bubbly if you like, maybe even some oil in there, essence oil, so you can smell it, and you can feel that coming up to your ankles on your left leg. Let's do the same on the right foot. Imagine, and this is just your imagination, imagine that warm water around your right foot. Identify your 5 toes, wiggle them around, and feel that warm water coming up over the flat of your foot, the arch of your foot, the ball of your foot, up towards the ankle. And now that water is getting deeper and deeper, and it's making its way up both legs, over the calves, over the shins, and slowly making its way up to your knees. And as you get to the knees, if you have any aches or pains, imagine this miraculous water, this soothing, loving, relaxing water today. Helps any aches and pains, rheumatism, arthritis, anything of that nature. It just fades away. It dissipates. The warm water beats it, trumps it every time, and you are feeling relaxed. Bring that water level up now all the way to the knees. From the knees, start to bring that water up over the top of the legs, over the hamstrings, coming up now across the bottom, each of your cheeks. In that warm water, it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And now that water, as it comes up and up and up, going beyond the bottom, up towards your hips, over your private parts, up to those hips now. And now your bottom half is completely submerged in that gorgeous, bubbly, beautifully fragrant water. And we're going to keep that water running. It's getting deeper. It's making its way up now beyond the hips. Imagine it coming up towards the waistline. Oh, it feels good. That is such a good bath. It's the perfect temperature. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's the Goldilocks effect, this water. The Goldilocks effect. Making its way up now. Let's start with the front of the body. Now, I know ordinarily we do the whole abdomen, but let's just go up the front. Bring that hot water now up through the front, over the belly. Imagine the organs inside also being calmed and relaxed, even healed by this gorgeous light. Kidneys, liver, lungs, coming up over the front of your chest, up towards the neckline. Soothing, calming, relaxing. And now we bring that hot water up the back, across the spine, vertebra by vertebra, one by one by one, gently, slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Oh, that feels good. It feels really good as it makes its way up the back, about halfway now. Continuing its way up, that bath is filling up with water, coming up about 3/4 of the way. Keeps coming up little by little by little by little by little by little by little, heading up towards the back of the neck now, until your entire body, feet, legs, buttocks, waist, belly, chest, back, all the way up over the shoulders to the neck. Imagine your arms are in that water as well. Let's start with the left arm, left hand. Let's go down to the fingers. Just wiggle your fingers and thumb. And imagine that gorgeous warm water now making its way up the arm, over the elbow, the upper part of the arm, up to the shoulders. And now the same with the right hand. Wiggle those fingers, feel those fingers. 4 fingers and thumb now. Submerged in that water, coming up over the wrist. Any aches or pains being released. Coming up over the forearm to the elbow. Any aches or pains being released. Up over the biceps and triceps, onto the shoulder now, up to the neck. And your entire body is now submerged in this gorgeous light. This water bubbling away, if you like, almost like spring water, but it's heated. It's like a spa, like a jacuzzi, like a hot tub. And now let's take it up around the neck, coming up to the chin. And now bear in mind, this is special water. You're not just in a bath and going to get covered and drown. This water is going to come up over the back of your neck, gently, soothing, relaxing, loving, up over the back of the neck, up onto the scalp now. Coming down over the forehead, onto the nose, onto the wells of the eyes, until now your entire head is submerged in this water. No panic, no need to worry, nothing going on here except relaxation and mindfulness. Now watch you sit in this water, calm, relaxed. Feel the heat penetrate your entire body. Any aches or pains that you've got now being released. Shake them out if you need to. Stretch your back if you need to. Wiggle your hands and your feet if you need to. But just know that this feels amazing. Not could be, not maybe, not might be. It is amazing. Now notice any distractions have become less and less apparent. Faster and faster, easier and easier to bring your attention back to my voice and following the instructions. Just for a moment, think about any loved ones nearby, anyone that maybe hasn't been well this week. Just think about them for a moment. Maybe you can see their face. Put a smile on the face. They're enjoying your company. They're very relaxed. Now you take a moment to really smile. Big, big smile on your face. Allow that good energy now to work its way down through your body. Feel the warmth, the love, the joy, the happiness filling your chest area, surrounding your heart. Oh, that feels good. You are so happy. And this was easy. This was easy to get this happy. So easy. Okay, we're going to remove the water now. We're going to take it back the other way. So bring that water back over your eyes, up to the bridge of the nose, over the forehead, drawing it back now, over the top of the head, down to the back of the neck, down to the lower part of the neck. So now you're just submerged from the shoulders downward. Take a moment now to let that water start to disappear, coming down off the arms, off those shoulders. Let's take the water down the left arm, over the biceps and triceps, into the elbow, down across the forearm. And now the water's disappearing from your hand, your fingers and thumbs, or thumb, nice and dry. Coming down the right arm, the water dissipating, moving away, receding, off the arm, off the elbow, off the forearm, away from the wrist, withdrawing itself and now disappearing from the fingers. Now bringing that light down the back, bit by bit by bit. Let's take that gorgeous warm water and lower it, almost like in a canal they have the locks. Imagine the lock changing, and now that hot water is slowly lowering just on the back, vertebra by vertebra. The plug is being pulled, the water's draining away slowly. You can feel it making its way down your back. Down the front, from the neckline, down over the chest, onto the belly. And as it comes down, imagine any of those organs inside. The heart being loved, the heart feeling great, the heart, let all that pressure go of all the ideas you had, all the things you were going to do. Just relax. And all the tension that you may have from work or friend or partner being allowed to go away. Let's take that energy now from the hip area, down across the bottom, down towards the top of the legs. Now bring that light, that hot water, down over the legs. Let's do both legs at the same time, making its way down the top part of the leg, down towards the knee. And now from that knee, down towards the ankle, slowly disappearing. It feels so good. You are so relaxed at this point. In fact, I did have people write to me from last week saying that they did nod off even though they were sat down. Karen, if you're watching tonight, I'm sure you are. Thank you for your email. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your messages on Sundays. And that light now continue its way down past the knee. Let's draw it down, that hot water. Maybe it's bubbly, maybe it's got lather on it, making its way down the legs, soothing, relaxing, rejuvenating, down towards both ankles. Now let's just focus on the right foot, from the right ankle, taking the water down. The plug has been pulled, the water's running away, it's coming down the foot, the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, the flat of the foot, off of the toes, and the water's gone. Same with the left leg. Let's come down from the ankle into the foot. The plug has been pulled. That water now coming down to the flat of the foot. And you let it go. Letting it go from the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, the flat of the foot. It just dissipates. Down the plug hole it goes. Now, as you come to the end of that mindfulness session, take a moment to deep breathe in through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, whilst you're sitting there, relaxing in silence, let me just talk again about mental fitness, keeping your eyes closed. Think about some of the things that you could do to help with your mental fitness. One of the easiest things to do is physical exercise. And of course, that could be going to a gym first thing in the morning. Maybe you've got a treadmill, maybe you have a cycle, an indoor cycle. Perhaps you have a rowing machine. There's so many things that you could have these days. Some physical exercise can really set you up for the day. If that doesn't work for you, then perhaps you could just be going up and down the stairs. Maybe it's going for a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk. Maybe you're lucky enough to have a dog and you get to walk the dog for half an hour first thing every morning. That can be really, really useful. But getting physical exercise is helpful. If you're having a stressful day at work, going for a walk can be really, really helpful. And if you say, well, it's raining, or oh, I can't leave the office, walk around the office. Just stretch those legs, move around. Now, another easy one, and again, this could be a habit that you can create. You might decide that you're going to stay hydrated, and so you're going to drink at specific intervals of the day. I've seen now some people have got these giant 2-litre water bottles, and they can see it going down. It measures it on the side. That could be a good way for you to go. If you know you're not great at drinking water, think of that as perhaps being a great way for you to hydrate your brain. The vast majority of our body is water, and it can really, really help us. Don't get me wrong, I'm a coffee addict. I absolutely love my coffee. But drinking water is also important. Now, of course, I'm going to say one of the best things to do is meditate daily. If you can find the time to get meditation into your life, it can be very, very powerful. And that could be as simple as breathing first thing in the morning, mindfulness at lunchtime, meditation in the evening. Maybe for you, it's easier the other way around. Now, bear in mind that mindfulness meditation is just about focusing so that your brain isn't just running wild, that the saboteurs aren't attacking you and getting to you. So you're trying to slow everything down so you can respond rather than react. So you can think of what the outcome is you want, no matter what the event. E plus R equals O. Remember we said that at the start. E plus R equals O by Bob Resnick. And I learned that from Jack Canfield. In fact, if you get the success principles, 64 principles for success, that is in the book by Jack Canfield. You probably know Jack from Chicken Soup for the Soul. He's co-author of many, many, many of those. Okay, another great one is a gratitude journal. In fact, I don't think you even need to call it a gratitude journal, just a journal. If you like the idea of writing down what you're grateful for, that is great. And it is very powerful because it's reminding you of all the things that you have got. And it's very easy to forget that, isn't it? It's very easy just to focus on what we haven't got. I need this, I need this, I want this, I want this. But actually, you've got so much already, and focus on that. So gratitude journal could be great. If you don't want to do a gratitude journal, just do a journal, right, about how your day went. Get to the point. There's another great book called The Morning Pages. By the way, all of these, if you want to be reminded of the books and any of the things that I refer to, go to engagewithsuccess.com and you'll be able to find them there under resources. Classic books, modern books, classic authors, modern authors. And that can really help you to find some materials that will push you forward. And of course, come back here every Monday and you can learn more and you can practice. This is a workshop. That's really what this is all about. Okay, I'll share a couple more with you before we end this. A big one, especially in mindfulness, is just noticing new things as part of your day. Taking a moment to think about how the room smells, how the fresh air smells, how your fabric on your dress or your trousers or your shorts might feel. Is it soft? Is it rough? Is it warm? Is it cold? And again, breathing is a really good one. Often in mindfulness, we just focus on our breathing. Pay attention to where it is. We've done this in previous weeks. Hand on the chest or hand on the stomach and feeling where the breath is. We talked about detox, how breathing can help detox the body. And let's talk about noticing your thoughts. I like to call that CYT. Catch yourself thinking. Notice your thoughts. NYT. Notice your thoughts. And pay attention to what's going on in that head of yours. So are you feeding yourself negative information? What are the saboteurs saying to you? Can you identify your saboteurs? In positive intelligence, we say there are 10 saboteurs. In fact, next week I'll talk about this even more. I'll make sure I do this next week, and I will identify some of the saboteurs to give you a better opportunity to take a deeper dive and really understand how that works. And then, of course, what you really want to focus on are your positive thoughts. I call it the inner critic and the inner coach. So the saboteurs are the critics. The coach is the sage. It's the powerful you, the right thinking you, the good thinking you. And then the last one is really body awareness. What's going on with your body? Can you feel that you're agitated? Can you feel that you're annoyed? Has your temperature risen? Are you breathing faster? Can you feel a clenched hand? Can you feel your blood running through your body where you're so angry? Lots of things happen. So just be aware of your body, not just your mind, but your emotions. And these really are the keys to success: mind mastery and emotional management, the keystone to any mental fitness. Okay, I'm going to bring this to an end now. With your eyes still closed, take a nice deep breath in through the nose, hold on to it for a moment, and let it out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Okay, when you're ready, just take a moment, open your eyes, and come back into the room. How was that for you? Hopefully you're feeling really relaxed right now. I'm pretty relaxed, but I'm pretty darn hot as well. I got to admit, being this hot, I have got the window open, the fan's blowing, but with this sort of heat, it's much, much harder. And that might be true for you. Maybe you're in a nice, cool part of the house or flat, wherever you may live. Okay, so mental fitness is what we're talking about here. A way for you to master this mind, master your emotions, and be able to control yourself to a much higher degree. And that's a very positive thing. That means you don't lose your temper, you don't lose your rag, you don't get annoyed with people easily. And think about it, one of the only things that we've actually got control over is ourselves. But so often we don't pay attention to that. So often we just say, it's not my fault, it's just the way I am. Just think about that for a moment. If you've said that to yourself, I want you to think about it in a different way. If you've ever said, it's not my fault, it's just the way I am, know, absolutely know that you are a collection of habits. And you've taught yourself, the many will have been taught to you in childhood. So you haven't taught them to yourself, but mum, dad, friends, teachers, educators, relations, all sorts of people will have taught you lessons or did something and you learned from it. They might have said something to you, they might have reacted in a way you didn't like, and so you learned something, and it's happened again since and since and since. And so now you've got this belief system in place that allows you to react the way that you do. We can always change our beliefs. Now, it's not something you might do overnight. It can happen overnight. Something bad enough, you can change a habit, you can change a belief in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. But most of us don't. And that's really what My Mind Matters is all about, giving you the tools to live that happier, healthier life. This isn't just about success, this is mindfulness. I like to call myself a success. I said it's about mindfulness. I didn't mean that. I call myself a success and fulfillment coach, and this is about fulfillment. And again, that's what I call living in a state of grace. If you can live in a state of grace, then you will enjoy much more happiness in your life. And isn't that the point? I always say, if you're happy, you win. Doesn't bother me how much money you got. It's nothing to do with me, right? But it does bother me a little if you're not happy. And I do have friends, colleagues, associates that are wealthy and not happy. And maybe you know people that are not wealthy in any way whatsoever. In fact, they're just downright poor, but they're really happy. Happiness is the ultimate goal. Most of the things that we all do in our lives are to make us happy. even your job, even if you say, I hate my job, you're doing it for the money to give you the freedom, which makes you happy. And it all comes down to happiness. But what's preventing you from being happy? What are your personal critics? What are your personal saboteurs? These are the things that are negative thoughts. And what we're focusing on is positive thoughts. I'll take a deeper dive on that next week. Okay, I want to get on to meditation now. This is going to be our final one. We will start with quick breathing. Then we're going to do a very quick body scan. I hope you enjoyed today's. That's the first time that we've done that with the water coming up. I believe I said light a couple of times. Apologies for that. Then we're going to take this deepest dive on meditation. So when you're ready, close your eyes, feet firmly on the floor, hands on your legs or on your lap. It's entirely up to you. And take the opportunity right now to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, now imagine that water once again rising. We're going to be very fast this time because we took our time with the mindfulness. Imagine that water rising up over both feet, coming up now to the ankles, coming up both legs now towards the knees. Now the knees are submerged, the tops of the legs are about to go under that gorgeous warm water. It's like a bath, but it's allowing any negativity you've got, any aches, any pains, any anxieties to be released. You're just being released. Water continuing up now over the bottom, up towards the hips, up towards the belly, coming up the front and the back at the same time, vertebra by vertebra, up over the organs inside your abdomen and your chest, the lungs, the heart, all benefiting from this gorgeous warm water. Further and further now, coming up to the shoulders. Both arms now submerged. Left hands, right hand, left and right elbows. Coming up towards the shoulders. Oh, that's good. Restful, relaxing, rejuvenating. And now you're submerged right up to your neck. And it feels good. And as this water continues going up and up and up, just think of it coming up over the back of your head, over your scalp, down over your forehead, onto the bridge of your nose, onto the eyes. And your mouth is never submerged. Your mouth is able to continue breathing with no difficulty whatsoever. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now tonight we're talking about mental fitness. So whilst you're sat here relaxed, enjoying this gorgeous, warm, loving water, breathing in and out, just think about an event that happened in your life. It could be recent, could be today, could be the last week, something that maybe made you snap, made you a little anxious. I'm not talking something devastating. I'm not talking about something traumatic, just something where you reacted in a way you wish you hadn't. Maybe you felt bad, or maybe your partner told you you were bad. Maybe the person at the other end was annoyed with you because of your behavior. Just think for a moment while you allow that to play around in your mind's eye. Think about what happened. How did you react? How did you feel? Did you get the outcome you wanted? And now think about what would have been the outcome you wanted? What would have been the outcome you wanted? So let's say you fell out. You didn't speak for a week, or maybe you haven't spoken since. What outcome would you have liked? Would you prefer to be friends? Would you prefer not to have fallen out? Would you prefer to be able to discuss it amicably? There's no right or wrong here. It's what you decide. So now that you know what the outcome is you would like to have happened, how would have been the better way to deal with that problem? What would have been the better way to go? Could you just say, stop, let's discuss this. Hang on, you're going to set me off. You've set off my triggers. I'm going to go. I need 5 minutes. I need to go for a walk. I'm going to come back in 5 minutes and then we can discuss. What would you have done? Think of some ideas. And now imagine that you do that. Imagine reacting differently this time round. And now imagine getting the result, the reaction, the response that you would have liked. This is powerful stuff, my friend. Very powerful stuff. Next week, I am going to take a much deeper dive on this. I'm going to give you the opportunity to play around with some more techniques, to be able to identify your saboteurs, your critics. And then maybe the week after, because the time flies, we'll be able to look at your inner coach, your sage, and look for some ideas and things that you can do to really start to master your mind and master your emotions. Okay, now take a moment to send out as much love as you can in the room that you're in. Send the love into the room that you're in. Fill that room with love. Imagine it. You can either use the water you're in and spreading it out so the entire room fills with water, or you could go for a light. It could be light, a beautiful golden light or a white light, and you fill the room with this gorgeous light. You can feel the love around the room. And take that energy and push it out, not just in the room, but to the entire flat, apartment, condominium, house, bungalow, whatever it may be. Push your energy, your love, beyond the four walls of the room that you're in, so that your entire home is enveloped in this love. Taking that energy even further now, beyond your home, take it out to the entire neighborhood, pushing it out so your neighbors can feel it. Your love, your energy, pushing it out. Everyone can feel it. If you were to chat to somebody right now, they would be a chatterbox. They would say, I don't know what it is about you, but you enable me to chat away. You make me feel really comfortable. I really enjoy talking to you. Push that love out further and further and further. Now beyond the neighborhood, let's go for the entire town or city or village, wherever you may be. And now from your town or village or city, push it out. Your love now spreading its arms, going all the way out across the entire county or state if you're in the USA. Pushing that energy out. Feel that love exuding from your body. Feels good. You're happy to share. You are so happy to share. And now pushing out from your country to your entire continent. The entire continent now enveloped by your love. Pushing it further and further, now going for your entire country and now your entire continent, and pushing it further so that your entire planet, Earth, is now covered in your love. You are embracing it, almost like holding a beach ball in your arms. And you're sending your love to the entire planet. Okay, bringing that love back. Just luxuriating it for one moment. Think about how blessed you are to be here. The world is good. You just need to focus on it. The world is great. Life is great. You just need to focus on it. Okay, bringing that love, that energy now back from the planet to your entire continent, from the continent back to your country, from your country now back to your one state, back to your county if you're in the UK. From that county, draw it back in, bring that energy back in now towards your city or town or village, back to your neighborhood. And now from your neighborhood, bring it back to your building, to your home. Now from the entire home, bringing that energy back into the room that you're in. And now from that room, bring it all back so that you're sitting once again in this gorgeous pool of warm water. Ah, that feels good. That is relaxing. This is a state of grace. This is homeostasis. This is where I belong. This is how I want to feel. Put a smile on your face. Big smile. And know that right here, right now, everything is perfect. Don't think about what's going on out there in the outside world, even in your outside world. Right here, right now, inside you, everything is great. Everything is calm. Everything is relaxed. And you can handle anything that comes your way. E plus R equals O. E plus R equals O. Alrighty. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that for 3. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3. And let it out for 1, 2, 3. And then let's just do one final breath in and then let it out with a noise. Any noise you like, as loud or as quiet as you wish. Ah. Okay, opening your eyes when you are ready. So I hope you found that enjoyable. I hope you found some tranquility. Maybe if you are stressed or anxious, maybe you've been able to alleviate that and allow that to dissipate. If you're in the UK, enjoy this hot weather for the next few days. Apparently, it's going to get hotter and hotter for the next week. Wherever you may be, take care of yourself. If you've got any questions or you would like to learn more, do go to my website, engagewithsuccess.com. There's a resources button and you'll find books, both classic and modern. You'll find teachers, both classic and modern. You'll also find access there to the blog. You'll also find access to the podcast. This is also on YouTube, so you can see the video version of it too. And you could do this every day. You could listen to the same one every day. You don't have to listen to all of it. Maybe just listen to the first half hour. We don't all have the time. Maybe you're just going to do the segment on breathing. Maybe you're just going to do a segment on mindfulness or meditation. You decide what works best for you. But do think about your mental fitness. Just like we should go to the gym and exercise, think about how you can take care of your mind. This is Paul signing off from engagewithsuccess.com with M7, My Mind Matters. See you again next week.